YouTube fam, praise Jesus. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Becky. I bring you awesome, fun and timely content on all my platforms, so please make sure you like, you comment, you share and you subscribe. So as you have seen from the title of today, it is a get ready with me video where I'll be sharing how God asked me, how God nudged me, how the Holy Spirit nudged me to leave TikTok, the reasons why and what has changed, what I was doing before and what I am doing now that I am not on that platform anymore. And this is basically my story of disobedience, no, of obedience, disobedience, then obedience again. And I hope you learn something from this video. If you have had a similar story with anything in your life, please share in the comments below. Let's make it interactive. I hope you enjoy this video, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So as you guys know, if you guys know, I assume everyone knows that my work is majorly social media. So my desk is here, my makeup is here, so in case I turn, please understand me. Right. So I have done my brows and now we can get straight into the story time. And so I do social media as my career. I am a full-time content creator online, working with brands to put their businesses out there, marketing, all that nice stuff. And so you can understand why when TikTok came, I was super excited to join the platforms, because brands were now giving contracts to and campaigns to work on TikTok. So that was what I initially knew or thought about TikTok, that it was just a platform that allowed for people to share video content about anything and everything, like a version of Instagram and YouTube and Twitter, but now short video clips, because I remember the video started from being a minute, then 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. So video content. And so for me as a content creator, it made sense. For me, business wise, it made sense to join TikTok. So it took me a while, because when TikTok started buzzing in Kenya, I did not have it. I actually did not have the app then, and it took me a while to get it and download it into my phone. But then before I did, I had seen people talking about it. I had seen people weighing in online what they think about the app and all that. And for me, it didn't really stick. For me, it was just, I'm joining this platform because it is offering opportunities for creators to work with brands on that end, and that it became quite popular. Like right now, I can tell you for sure, brands are not just giving deals for Instagram and Facebook like they used to. TikTok is among the platforms that now brands want to capitalize on when it comes to marketing. So that was my reason for joining. Took me a while, but finally I did. And at first, so you join the app and you get to pick what you like seeing, be it content, be it beauty. People that like music, you pick your preferences. And I think the first thing I noticed for me is that the preferences I chose, they were there on my feed, but they were not the main thing on my feed. So I chose preferences of gospel music and gardening. I am very fascinated by gardening. That's a guilty pleasure. Fascinated. Like people that garden, and like at lunchtime they will take us to the garden to go get veggies to make lunch. Oh, I could watch that for the whole day and not complain. So those were the things I picked as my preferences on on the app. But then I started to realize that from day one, there was so little of the preferences I chose on my day-to-day feed. And thinking about it then, I found it weird, but then it was not cause for alarm. Personally, I didn't think much of it. So I was just like, maybe the algorithm is just acting up, and that is all I thought about it. So I continued on the app and I created my page. I started sharing. I was sharing mostly what I share on my other platforms, but now for TikTok. So I gained some following. It was all fun and games until I got to a period where I realized that 3/4 of my day was spent on TikTok. And I know you're wondering, 3/4 how? I'll wake up, check TikTok for like an hour, have breakfast, work a bit, check TikTok again. So accumulate, and then at night I'll sleep at 2 or 3 a.m. So that was what was happening. And for me, that it caused me a bit of discomfort because I am a heavy sleeper. If I don't sleep, you can tell. I am that kind of person. If I don't have enough rest, you can tell from the way I show up during the day, from the way I'll talk, from the way my demeanor, like it shows for me if I don't rest. And it started showing, like I could tell, like I could wake up and I would just be like, really, girl, you are so tired. Like, why didn't you sleep earlier? And for me, that started bugging me. It actually bugged me for a very, very, very long time. But I used to console myself and be like, it's not like you're not addicted. It's not like you spend every day, you sleep every day at 2 or 3. That was me lying to myself, because believe it or not, I spent so much time on that app. It was ridiculous. It even replaced Google at some point, because I would like have a weird headache and just go on there and be like, headache remedies, and then so many videos will come of people who have given their headache remedies, and then I will spend hours on end. And I was literally just having headaches because I was spending so much time on my phone screen without wearing my glasses. Yet I have eye problems with light. So such it just started as small things. First, the algorithm was like acting up. Then now it was my sleep pattern. And I think the one that affected me the most was how it affected my mood and how I felt. So on TikTok you will find so much, like everything and anything, you will find it on TikTok. So imagine you have just gone there to look at this girl that gardens that you like watching. Then the next video you swipe is about someone sharing how their husband hit them. Then the next video you watch is about a child sharing how their uncle molested them. Then the next video you're watching is the show that these people do online, where they go and ask couples to exchange phones on the road, and people are fighting and people are vulgar. The next video you see is of someone ill in the ICU. They're almost dying, but they still have the strength to post that TikTok. The next video you see is of a rogue pastor lying to people online. The next video you see is of a musician you love singing a gospel song you love. The next, it was just up, down, up, a whole roller coaster, especially for my emotions. And me being someone that creates content online, these things actually got to me. You get, like, I will wake up, I am okay, I am just fine, I am in a great mood, but then 1 hour on TikTok and I can already tell my mood is going to the trenches. Like, it is something I could tell. So I think I need to get a color corrector. My under eye bwana. So I noticed that for me especially, and at that point I started toying with the idea of actually leaving the app. But then At the back of my mind, I'm like, what if a brand comes and they want me to create for them TikTok content? And TikTok content is what they want, and I am not on TikTok. What will I do? And I now started using that as my why. You get, every time I would spend hours there and end up feeling bad and end up having a heavy heart, having just thinking about the craziest of stuff, being triggered and all that. I would just console myself and say, you know what, it's for your business, it's for the greater good. If a brand comes and approaches you and they want TikTok content, you will not forgo the opportunity because you're not on TikTok. Like, just stay. And for me, that that kind of reasoning it made me feel like I was honestly doing a disservice to myself and to my mental health. But I stayed there for a while, if I am being honest. Because I don't want to come on here and tell you that I did not struggle with the whole idea of, deleting the app and losing a supposed source of income if a brand wanted content from that. And it took me a while. It took me quite some time to settle in with the idea of actually deleting it and just moving. But before we got there, it now came as conviction. And I remember I watched this preacher that was talking about the gates to our soul. And he was like, your eyes, your ears, what you read, what you listen to, they are gates to your soul, and that is how you invite spirits into your space. And the first time I heard them say that, I was just like, must they spiritualize everything? But then I listened to them and listened with the intention of understanding rather than judging, because at times we listen with the intention of just not totally not getting what the person is saying. We're just listening from a point of view of, this person is just talking just because. But then I decided to listen to them from a point of wanting to understand and honestly just wanting to get what they were passing across. And I soon realized that the person they were talking about in that video was me, because I was now in a space where everything was triggering me. I would spend so much time on this app, so much of my money. If there's no Wi-Fi, I will buy bundle. I'll spend the whole day just swiping up. And these apps are designed to give you unending adrenaline. So it is constant content. You know that on TikTok you will always have something to watch. And that is why it is actually easy for us to get addicted to those apps, because you know that at whatever point there is something to watch on TikTok. At whatever point there is something to watch on Instagram. At whatever point there is something to watch on Facebook. At whatever point there is someone uploading on YouTube. And that is what these apps use to make money. That is how they make their money. They know you want to be entertained for the whole day, so they give you Instagram, they give you TikTok, they stay for a while, they introduce a new app that is like Twitter, now Threads. They stay for a while, they are like, we need more time from this girl. She's not spending more time on her phone. They suggest for you another app, a gaming app, where you go on all the platforms, you watch what you're watching, then you're bored. You remember, I downloaded a game, you go play the game for a while, you get bored, you go back to the app, and that is how they make their money. And for me, it just became, because now it is also my place of work, it is also my office, I work online, so it became also a hindrance, because there is no way all my time is spent laughing on TikTok at the weirdest of things and being triggered by the craziest of stories, and I will also have time to create content. Like, balance. You get me? So I I personally struggled with that balance, with striking a balance between spending all my time on this platform and also being able to work and make money. So when I watched this preaching, there's what it did in me. It convicted me of the time and of the things. And as I was listening to this person talk and give examples, I could not help but just visualize the things I was seeing on TikTok there, the things that were triggering me, the ungodly things that were happening there, the vulgarness that I was hearing on there. I could not help but just imagine and just ponder about the number of things I have unknowingly let into my heart and into my soul. And that, I won't lie, that made me feel bad. That made me feel like I was doing a disservice to myself, like I had failed myself in protecting myself from such things. And so that was the beginning of my conviction. So I told myself that, you know what, I will just reduce the hours and hopefully I'll be okay. I won't feel as bad. So I started by reducing my hours on there. I would take it at night. But then it's just adrenaline. It's just constant adrenaline. So even if you want to be on TikTok for like 5 hours a day, like you'll just find someone interesting and then you'll want to see what did they post yesterday. So it never ended. It never stopped. So I had to come to a space and a point where I now started praying about it. I started asking God, what is this? What are you saying to me concerning this whole issue? What is your will for me about this? And I immediately was taken to the verse that says, I'll put it on the screen. There's a verse that talks about, if your eye causes you to sin, cut it off. If your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. If it gives like different parts of our bodies, and it says that if any of these things cause you to sin, cut them off, because you can actually do without them. For the sake of holiness, you can do without them. And I remember getting to that space and it hit me. It actually did hit me. And I was like, the things I was exposing myself to on that app, they were not honoring God most of the times. I was not being there as the salt and the light of the earth most of the times. At times I was just there to look for udaku, like just to see what happened, just for the gossip, just for the vibes. You get, like, what happened after this? Like, did they get back together? Did they reconcile? You get, like, that is just what was driving me. It was not an issue of I'm sharing Christ or I am listening to something edifying. There are days where those things would come on my space, but most times it was not things that were leaving me better. It was not videos, it was not conversations that were leaving me a better person. Most of the time they were leaving me feeling broken and like I have done something wrong. Like, why did I spend so much time here? Why did I wake up and the first thing I did was go on TikTok instead of doing my devotion? Now it is 5 p.m. I have not done my devotion the whole day. Like, that is the emotion these things were arousing in me. I was not finishing off feeling proud. I was not spending time there feeling that, you know what, I have been edified spiritually. No, it was just a whole issue of I just feel guilty. I just feel like I am not doing good spiritually. And you know, the things that you, as I said earlier, the things that you open yourself up to, they affect your mood, they affect how your walk with God, they affect how you talk, they affect how you think. So if you spend the whole day watching depressing things on TikTok, believe me, you will start feeling like you're depressed. And it took so much courage for me to get to a point where I actually agreed with what the Holy Spirit was telling me. And it also took God using someone else to intervene. And I remember this person saw me on TikTok and they were like, but I thought you have conviction not to be on TikTok. And I was like, yeah, but I'm just chilling. I'm just watching something for a few minutes and then I'll leave. And I remember the exact words were, you need to make a decision, like you need to choose what you want to do concerning this, because you cannot be at the middle. There's no middle ground when it comes to obedience. It is either you obey or you don't. There's no halfway obedience, there's no quarter way obedience, there's no seasonal obedience. It is either you obey or you don't. And for me, I was leaning heavily on the not obeying. So I had to get to a space where I was like, you know what, Lord, I'm repentant for dragging my feet. And this happens a lot when we are so comfortable with something that God is trying to help us live. We feel so hard when he asks us to leave, because it's just so normal. You don't know how to operate without that thing. It's like when people are trying to live like toxic relationships, like many stay because they have not known, they don't know how they are going to live without this person who has been so they don't know how to live without this person who has been a part of their life for so many years. No matter how detrimental the relationship has been to their health, to their mental health, to everything, they want to hold on. So I was in that space, and I had to get to a point one morning where I decided, you know what, Becky, you just because you feel like you're quarter way obeying, that you're not spending so much time, that you delete it, you install it, that's not obedience. Obedience is deleting the account and forever not going back. That is what obedience is for me. It is choosing that I will follow this path that God has led me on, and I will stay the course of that path until he says otherwise. So that has been me with obedience and my journey on TikTok. Thank you for everyone that was on that space, everyone that was watching and liking and commenting. I am, however, not there anymore because I got conviction and direction from the Holy Spirit not to. And I have become happier. I have had more time to do many other things. And yeah, I feel good. I don't feel guilty. I don't feel heavy hearted every evening because of what I've been watching on my phone. No, I just feel nice. I feel light. I feel happy. I feel content. And yeah, this is my journey. This is not to any way tell any of you to walk away from any space. Please make sure you listen to what God is saying for you and to you, because he speaks to us differently. So thank you so much for listening to me and watching me get ready. I feel so pretty, so simple and cute, and I'll definitely see you on my next video. Weigh in the comment section on the matter of obedience and how you have obeyed or how you have disobeyed, and how you got to the space of, learning to obey every time, because it is a muscle. It is not easy, but we do it because we trust the God we serve. So thank you so much for indulging me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.